Hi students, I'm Dr. Bhavana. In this lecture, we are going to continue with the topic that is called as evolution. So in the last class, what we have done about the origin of life forms we have done, as well as what are the theories which were given, like Darwinian theory and all. Darwinian theory which was given by Charles Darwin, and he proved that all of us share similarities not only among ourselves but also with the life forms that existed millions of years ago. So this is about the evolutionary as well as biological process which is taking place. Along with that, scientist Alfred Wallace also gave that they share common similarities among themselves. So when we have started with the topic that is called as evidences of evolution, evidences of evolution, when we have started with that of evidences of evolution, basically what happened there. So in evidences of evolution, we have told that fossils, which are the remains of hard parts of the plant, all organisms, which are the remains of hard parts, which are usually found in rocks. They are the remains of hard parts of which are found in rocks usually. So they are the evidences for that of evolution. All the fossils, that the remains of hard parts of organisms which existed millions of years ago, and basically rocks. These fossils are usually found in the rocks, like extinct species like dinosaurs and all. Also, how we are able to identify by that of fossils only are able to identify. So these fossils serve an important purpose for that of evidences of evolution. So this process is called as paleontology, means the study of fossils is called as paleontology, and these evidences are called as paleontological evidence. Paleontological evidence. So this is about the fossils. Then later, another important point that you should remember is there are two types of evolution. Means the natural selection theory was given and how these came into play by the two processes which are called as divergent evolution as well as convergent evolution. When it comes to divergent evolution, as well as convergent evolution. First, we will talk about the divergent evolution. When it comes to divergent evolution, see, suppose in divergent evolution, I'll tell you as differences. In divergent evolution, basically, they all have similar anatomy but different functions. In divergent evolution, they have similar anatomy but functions are different. They have similar anatomy but different functions basically. So similar anatomy means what regarding that of divergent evolution? It is nothing but they share the same, they will appear. For example, see, for forelimbs of whales, bats, cheetah, humans, forelimbs of whales, bats, cheetah, as well as humans. They all will share the similar anatomy but their functions are different usually. So all forelimbs will appear similar when you see. Like all will have carpals, metacarpals. What are these? Carpals means wrist bones. Metacarpals, these five. Then phalanges, these three which you will be able to differentiate. So they all will have same bones, same anatomy only, but their function is different. Suppose for whales, it is different, like it helps in swimming, the forelimbs. When it comes to bats, they help in flying. For cheetah, they help in moving on the ground. For humans, they help in doing various exercises as well as moving from one place to another. So their functions are different, but they appear similar. That's why they are called as, if anatomy is similar, means if they are appearing similar, they are called as homologous organs. Homologous organs. So this is about this type of evolution is called as divergent evolution. Don't get confused. Homologous, divergent evolution. Homologous means same anatomy, that you remember. Anatomy same means functions are different. Divergent you remember, as well as important point in Neet point of view is nothing but forelimbs of whales, bat, cheetah as well as humans. For everything this is useful. Then later, when it comes to convergent evolution, here also like divergent evolution only same. Like how we will continue for convergent evolution, here all the organs here are analogous organs. Analogous. Similar anatomy means homologous. Different anatomy means analogous organs. But they have same functions but different anatomy. Opposite to that of homologous. Same function. Different anatomy. That's why they are called as analogous and they are classified under convergent evolution. So they share the same functions but they have different anatomy. As well as now come to examples of this. Suppose wings of birds and butterfly. Birds, butterfly. Birds are different, butterflies are different. They will look alike. They will just look alike, but they are not alike. But their function is same. Wings are useful for both of them for flying only. But they will not appear very much similar to each other. These wings are different, their wings are different. So the example is classified under convergent evolution. So it is wings of butterfly and birds. Wings of butterfly as well as birds, as well as eyes mixed. Eyes of octopus as well as mammals. Eyes of octopus as well as mammals. Octopus, those which live in the sea, as well as mammals. Their eyes are also similar. So, wings of butterfly and birds, eyes of octopus as well as mammals. They also are having same function but their structure is different. As well as the third example which is given is flippers of penguins as well as dolphins. Flippers of penguins, dolphins. I am writing here. Flippers of penguins, dolphins. Their function is basically same. That is, they help in moving from one place to another. Their flippers which will help in swimming also. Their function is same but they appear different. For dolphins it will be very long in structure. For penguins it is very short. So these are the main examples which are classified under convergent evolution as well as divergent evolution. Don't get so much confused regarding this. I'll make it very clear for you. It is nothing but, suppose in the process of what are the evidences of evolution. So in the evidences of evolution, basically there are two types of evolutions, that is convergent evolution as well as divergent evolution. First remember only one, you remember, so that another one is always opposite to that of the same thing. So when I'm saying it is convergent evolution as well as divergent evolution, when I'm specifying, remember only one. Suppose remember only divergent evolution. Don't remember about convergent. For you easy understanding, I'll tell it as differences. So when you come to divergent evolution, start with divergent evolution. It is nothing but homologous. For divergent, remember only one word, homologous. So remember, homologous means what? They share the similar anatomy but different functions. Same homologous. Divergent evolution, homologous. Remember one word for divergent evolution. So homologous means what? Same anatomy, different functions. Over. Then example you remember. Same anatomy means what will have same anatomy? Suppose four limbs of whales, bats, cheetahs, humans, all these mammals will have same anatomy but functions are different. Birds will fly as well as whales will help in swimming, humans another function like that. Remember that. Enough. It is done about divergent. When you come to convergent evolution, remember only one word, that is nothing but analogous. Remember only analogous. Analogous means what? Homologous means same anatomy. Analogous means same function. That's all you should remember. So analogous, same function but different anatomy. So three examples were given, important in Neet point of view. Everyone will think that wings of butterfly as well as birds, they will look alike, everyone will think basically. But they are different. They are alike but not fully alike, or else they will be classified under homologous, right? They are not alike. Their function is alike. That is, both of the wings will help in flying. So wings of butterfly as well as birds, they appear alike but they are not alike. So they are classified under analogous organs but their function is same. Next, eyes of octopus as well as mammals. Eyes of octopus and mammals also same. Then flippers of penguins, dolphins, that is also similar. So wings of butterfly and birds, eyes of octopus as well as mammals, then flippers of penguins and dolphins. Wings, eyes, flippers. Eyes of mammals, octopus. They will appear, not appear similar, but their function is similar. Eyes are used for seeing only, right? In octopus as well as mammals, both. So like that. Then wings also help in flying. Flippers also, they help in swimming. So they appear alike. So that's why they are classified under analogous organs. So these are the basic differences between the convergent and divergent. Remember only one, so that next one will be easy for you. Everything is exactly opposite. For divergent, if you remember, homologous and four limbs you remember, enough. Rest all will come under convergent evolution only. So this is about the two different types of evolutions. Next. So these all will come under evidences of evolution. Everything were found out through evidences only, right? Through fossils, remains only we can find out. Next important point that you should remember in the chapter called as evolution. Basically, this natural selection, it was given by whom? It was given by Charles Darwin. So Darwin proposed a theory which is called as natural selection. Darwin, Charles Darwin, he proposed, we know that natural selection he proposed. So basically, a thing was given from England about the natural selection. About the natural selection in England in 1980s. The it was proved the fact about the natural selection. What is natural selection? Nature will select those those species which it wants only. So it is usually given by industrialized area as well as non-industrialized area. This was given, and this about the natural selection it was given. This experiment was there. Before industrialization, what is happened? Before industrialization means there were no industries in one area. So the bark of the trees, suppose imagine this is a tree. The bark of the tree is usually, we know it is somewhat whitish, maroonish in color. White or maroon. So what happened on these? The white moths have survived. Numerous white colored moths. White colored moths have survived when there were black moths which were surviving on this. They were died clearly. They died clearly. Why? The predators will come and identify the black moths. So here the concept is basically that suppose in the background color is white, bark of the tree is white. So white moths who will camouflage themselves, they only survived in that environment. If black moths were there here, black moths, these are black moths. So if they survive, the predators means which will eat the moths, numerous birds and all, these came and ate the black moths because they were identified very clearly on white background, on contrasting background, these black moths were easily identified. So later, after industrialization, so black moths did not survive in industrial areas. Means non-industrialized areas, black moths did not survive. Later, after industrialization, what happened? Again, the tree bark. On the tree bark, now trees bark, due to smoke that is released from numerous industries, they became black in color. Now what happened when they became black in color? These white moths could not survive in this area. If they were surviving, these white moths, the predators which kill the moths will come and easily identify them on a contrasting background. They used to identify them. That's why the white moths were killed, and later the black moths survived here. Black colored moths survived. So this concept before industrialization as well as after industrialization told that the black moths did not survive before industrialization, but after industrialization they were able to survive. That's why The nature will select those which it wants only, basically. So the nature selects those who can survive. White moths couldn't survive later because the barks of the tree became blackish in color. This full concept proposed about the natural selection. The nature will select those which it wants. So the nature select which it wants means it is able to clearly identify what are the substances which are associated with it. So and the theory was proved that Charles Darwin's natural selection theory was proved here. It was proved, how it was proved is nothing but that nature will select whatever it wants. Otherwise, the predators will kill the moths. So, before industrialization as well as after industrialization, on a contrasting background, we were able to identify them. So, this is about the natural selection process. That's why evolution is not a directed process. Hence, we can prove that evolution is not a directed process. Is not a directed process. It is a stochastic process. So this theory was basically proved by this experiment. Evolution is not a directed process, it is a stochastic process. Important neat question, many times it was asked. Is evolution a directed process? No. It is a stochastic process where the nature selects whatever it wants. It will eliminate those which are unfit to live in the environment. So evolution is not a direct process, it is a stochastic process. Important neat question that you should remember. Don't get so much confused regarding this. Till now we have done about convergent evolution, divergent evolution. Then later about the natural selection process. In the process of natural selection, basically, it was this theory was given by Charles Darwin and it was proved in England in 1980s. Before industrialization as well as in rural areas, white moths survived because there was no, the bark was white in color and the moths also were white in color and they survived. Black moths were killed due to they were appearing on a contrast background, whereas white moths, when after industrialization, again black moths came into play because the bark of the tree was black in color. Black moths were, these predators could not identify that moths were there on the tree. So they were able to identify only white moths. So they killed white moths. So this is the moths means nothing but insects. So they killed the white moths and black moths were survived. This process explains the natural selection. So evolution is not a directed process but it is a stochastic process. So this was explained basically. So this is about the what are the evidences of evolution. Then next we will see about what is adaptive radiation. What is adaptive radiation? So in this process which is called as adaptive radiation, what happened? In this process called as adaptive radiation, again Darwin, for everything Darwin only. Darwin, he went on a tour. He went on a tour to Galapagos Islands. Galapagos Islands. So he identified their small black birds. He identified small black birds. When he saw the small black birds which are present in the environment, when he saw numerous small black birds, what happened there? he saw them that there were many blackbirds only in this Galapagos Islands, and anywhere else he did not find out these birds. So he found out only some birds where they are present in those Galapagos, and they are eating numerous seed eating fruits they are eating, and he did not find this bird elsewhere in the world. So he said that he gave rise to a concept that is called as adaptive radiation. That is, this is the process of evolution where one species originated in a specific geographical area, origin, and they radiated to numerous places. They radiated to numerous places. The process of evolution where the species were originated in a specific geographical area, they were and they radiated to different parts of the world. This is called as adaptive radiation. They tried to first, they were born somewhere and they were moving into different types. So by this theory he gave this concept called as adaptive radiation. So that's why these small black birds, they are also called as, because they were identified by Darwin, they are also called as Darwin's finches. Darwin's finches. Important neat question here. What Darwin's finches of Galapagos Islands gave rise to which process of evolution? Adaptive radiation, convergent evolution, divergent evolution. Like that they'll give you in Neet. Numerous times it was asked. So Darwin's finches of Galapagos Islands gave origin to adaptive radiation, where the process begins with one geographical area they were identified and they radiated to numerous other areas. So this is about that. Then later another important question is mammals, Australian marsupials. Australian marsupials. Australian marsupials also adaptive radiation only. They were originated in the Australia, but they moved to different places. So Darwin's finches of Galapagos Islands as well as Australian marsupials, they belong to the concept that is called as adaptive radiation, where they were originated one and they were transferred into different another world. So basically Australian marsupials, Darwin's finches. Another one about convergent evolution is, if adaptive radiation, more than one adaptive radiation is found in a place, it is called as convergent evolution. Convergent evolution. Normal convergent evolution is that one. Another convergent evolution is adaptive radiation. If more than one adaptive radiation is found in a place, it is called as convergent evolution. The placental mammals of Australia as well as Australian marsupials, Australia, placental mammals of Australia as well as Australian marsupials. All the ones which belong to Australia, they are classified under convergent evolution. So this is about the concept that is called as adaptive radiation. No need to get confused regarding this. Darwin, he went to Galapagos Islands. He found numerous small black birds. He gave the concept called as adaptive radiation, where these were born in one place and they migrated to different parts of the world. they were originated in one geographical area and radiated to different parts of the world. So that's why these were identified by Darwin. So they're called as Darwin's finches of Galapagos Islands. So this gave rise to the concept called as adaptive radiation. He gave another example also, that is nothing but Australian marsupials. Also, they were originated in Australia and they migrated to different parts of Australia world basically. Then, if more than one species of adaptive radiation were found in one area, one or two adaptive radiations were found in one area, it is called as convergent evolution. Which organisms exhibit convergent evolution is nothing but placental mammals of Australia as well as Australian marsupials. These both exhibit convergent evolution. So this is about the adaptive radiation. In the next class we will see about the biological evolution.